All right. What is up, Ghosts and Guardians? Welcome back to the Ghosts and Guardians podcast with me and the paracausal co-host Chaingear. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm paracausal now. What's up?
Today we've had a lot of things happen this week, mainly Guardian games coming out. But before we talk about that, we're going to talk about some other stuff before we get into the actual TWAB. But I believe Guardian games was the first topic, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. So I wasn't around for Guardian games last year. Um, so I didn't really get to experience the grandness of it. All I know is the Titans won what considered to be a blowout. but
True.
but from the statistics I saw, that was true. But so far it looks like the Hunters are winning. Now this is what happened last year. Everyone's saying, but who knows? I mean, with all these like different damage percentage stuff going on, or damage percentage, progress percentage stuff going on, where like if you lose a week, the other classes get boosted by 10%. So I think it'll come down like pretty much to the wire at the end. But what do you get? What do you think, Jane?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, obviously, I want the Titans to win. It's just what it is. I'm a Titan.
Yeah.
You're playing as a Titan this season. Well, for Guardian games.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I think, yeah. The Hunters won in the beginning. The Hunter, last season. Will the Hunters be able to pull it off again? I honestly don't know. Like, maybe they. I mean, will they be able to pull it off and continue it? Not like last year.
Yeah.
That's what we really want to know. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't. Honestly, it's so up in the air for me. I don't think you remember last episode, we were like, oh yeah, like, are we actually like? I don't know exactly how this whole like 10% buff thing is going to keep working. But they said they ran the numbers and they said it was fair. So I just trust Bungie on this one. And like, if the Titans lose, if we're supposed to lose, we're supposed to lose. If it's like a numbers game again, and it's like, man, I feel like there's no way to catch up. I think that's also difficult, and I think that's always been difficult with Guardian games. Is like, we don't have any insight into these numbers. All we see is these banners, and it's difficult because when I cash in like 2 or 3 plats, 2 silvers, and a couple bronzes, and nothing, the flag doesn't move.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're kind of like, what am I doing?
Right.
So
right.
That's difficult.
I've been grinding my contender cards, getting those gold medals. I should have gotten a platinum one for last night because me and Transformers did the arms dealer last night.
Yeah, we did.
And if you don't know, all GMs are now available. You can play any of them as long as you're at least 1325, which I'm sure most people would be at this point. Darth, what's going on? But yeah, we got some Adept Palindromes. I got... What did I get? Outlaw and High Impact Reserves. Outlaw High Impact Reserves.
Oh, right. Yeah, yours was...
Yeah.
It's no god roll. God roll. We did it with Transformers though. He had a nice roll. He had Overflow Rampage.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Overflow Rampage. That's a great PvE roll, man. But I feel like the only thing better than that is Subsistence.
Yeah.
And the Grandmaster, like, that's a good weapon to use. Palindrome's a great weapon to use in Grandmasters. You probably are going to want Overflow, not Subsistence, because you're just going to keep dinking away, and you want to make sure you have as much reserves as you can. Otherwise, you got to run around like I did last night trying to find ammo. So,
yeah. But it went pretty well. After like the first try where we just didn't glitch the boss right, I guess we destroyed that thing. That was great. But yeah, so hopefully we'll do some more. Try and get that Conqueror title.
Yeah.
I think I need Arc and Solar on one of the last 2 triumphs. So I think I'm going to do Arc Titan and Solar Warlock to finish those out.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do Solar Warlock and Arc Warlock.
Mm.
There is some space for an Arc Titan. I was actually watching Azzacross's video on how he completed Arms Dealer, how he's been completing it now because they're farming it, right?
Right.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, the way we're doing it, we have." Oh no, it wasn't his. I think it was somebody else's because he was using his normal strat. But someone else was using Thunder Crash to like kill the tanks pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
I think it was Fallout. I think basically he was like, yeah, or maybe it was Rick Cacus.
Yeah.
I think they were using like Sundering Gaze or whatnot, or Glare. I can't remember which one it is. And they would proc the debuff on the tank, and then they would just Thunder Crash and it would be done. So yeah, there's a couple different options there. I'm starting to feel like we're adjusted now to Grandmasters, and you can kind of stretch how you use it. I mean, I didn't use my super basically until the end. And if I had known that, I mean, I did have to, the first time we ran it, I had to like pop it. But the second time, actually the first time, I don't think I popped it. The second time, I popped it more, but we were making some small mistakes. But it was good, honestly. Like you said, we ran it fast, and it was good. I'm excited to try some of the other ones that are relatively harder, just generally, you know. So we'll see.
Indeed. I haven't tried Proving Grounds. I heard it's awful, so can't wait. Moving on from that, Bungie released a poll on Twitter.
Yes.
What was it, yesterday, 2 days ago? On Reset, right? Tuesday?
Yeah, let me pull it up. Yeah, it was, was it yesterday or was it 2 days ago? 2 days ago.
I think it was Reset.
Oh, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. It was Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
21st. Right. Let me zoom
so
in
basically,
here.
They sent out a poll on Twitter that says Saint 14 will let you decide which map do you want to be featured in Trials of Osiris this weekend. And if you can see on the poll, a lot of people want Bannerfall, myself included. I think Bannerfall is probably one of, if not the best, Crucible map in the game.
Oh, you think Bannerfall is?
I think Bannerfall. I really like Bannerfall, but I enjoyed my time playing Trials on that map.
Yeah.
But I'm excited because hopefully they'll do more things like this in the future with not just Trials. You know, maybe like what strike do you want as a GM next season, or what do you want, like new Iron Banner bounties? I don't know, but
yeah, no, this is good. I really like this. I mean, it's obvious that everyone was going to pick Jav 4, I feel like, and if people don't know Jav 4, it is this legendary map that everyone loves so much. Shout out to Destinypedia, you know, the classic kind of gold and blue, yellow and blue map. I mean, whatever. I think this, I think this is good. I think this is a good move, and they've been doing it recently. Like for the last 3 TWABs or something like that, or not 3 TWABs, but the last couple of TWABs, they've always had at least something. You know, every other one. You know, we got to pick a couple TWABs ago now. We got to pick the dinosaurs over the monsters for the Halloween event, which will be next season. Or the season after. Actually, I'm not actually sure now that I think about it, when exactly that'll land. And we just recently got to pick an ornament. So I assume in a couple TWABs we'll hear about that. What ornament they're gonna work on next. So you got to pick like what weapon you like the most and which one could get an ornament. And now we've got this, which I thought was pretty cool. Again, it's a small thing, but just getting the community involved is pretty good. I mean, it got almost 80,000 votes, and that's on Twitter. Right? Like, imagine if this was in-game, and you could vote in-game with this. I don't know if we'll ever see that for Destiny 2. That's probably like a big thing for them to hack into the game, and I don't know if it's really worth it. But even just here and seeing 80K people vote, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome. But with that, we're going to move on into the TWAB.
Yes, sir. I don't even think I actually have the TWAB pull up. Let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. I had Guardian Games posted or pulled up. There we go.
All right. And like Shane does every time, in the words of Astrocross, another week, boys, and another TWAB. Going into 801 coming for armor synthesis in just a short few weeks. Also, a little note that the Guardian games have begun. Hunters have been looking pretty good so far, but we'll see what happens in the next few weeks. Um, New Nightfall Weapons coming. Now, they say this will be the last time to get Adept Palindrome for a little while. Um, so if you haven't gotten it yet, if you haven't done GMs this week, do them. Farm your arms dealer. You'll get all these Adept Palindromes. You're probably not going to get it for like months. So,
Yeah.
along with Swarm and Shadow Price for the last weeks, they're going to be out. But what do you think about these? What do you think? What weapons do you think they're going to add?
Question. Honestly, I don't really know. I mean, I think they could pull out some some D. They could do some like D2 weapons and bring some D2 weapons back, right? Or they could bring back some D1 weapons and bring some up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm kind of just open to whatever for the most part. I mean, I'm not like screaming for any weapon in particular. Like I'm trying to go through them in my head, right? And be like, man, what were those weapons and stuff? But I don't know, man. I mean, I think we have I think I would think about what gaps we have, right? Like,
yeah,
we don't have an adept, like in terms of broad, like broad, not genres, but weapon types. We don't have an adept SMG. We don't have an adept grenade launcher of heavy variety or special grenade. We don't have an adept sidearm.
Yeah.
Right? Nope.
Yeah.
Yep. We don't have an adept sidearm. What else? An adept bow. Obviously, we don't have an adept bow.
Adept sword.
We do have an adept sword. We do.
Oh wait, yeah.
Yep.
I forgot.
Yep. We have an adept sword. Yeah. So I think they just kind of need to like pick up steam there, right? It's just like, oh well, we don't have this. We don't have that. An adept scout. We don't have an adept scout, right? No, we do. Scholar.
Yeah.
Scholar. I mean, I don't think they've had an adept yet, but technically that could drop adept as far as I'm aware. So yeah, I think it would be cool to see some of those things. I think SMGs are pretty popular right now. I think they're in a good spot. An adept SMG would be good, but also like I think they'll drop some adept things that have to do with maybe some changes that they're going to make or things like that. So we'll see. And of course, there's a bunch of other archetypes that they could bring out. Like they could bring out, oh man, what was that scout? I used to use it all the time at the beginning of D1. Was Nameless Midnight? Is that what it's called?
That sounds familiar.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's a scout from the Vanguard. Like I'd like to see that. I mean, scouts aren't great, but in PvE, scouts, they're fun. I mean, you're just plinking headshots on people, but it all depends on what the meta is for PvE next season, right?
Right.
Like if it's just a normal scout and they don't have anything for them, then I'm probably not really going to care.
Right.
I've heard rumors that Oppressive Darkness is coming back. Just putting that out there. So I don't know if we'll have something similar like Sundering, like we did this year, where you have to like tap them a couple times. But yeah, I'm excited. I did pull up the palindrome real quick, just because, like you mentioned, like this is the last chance this week. Just to be super clear, this week is the last week for you to get a palindrome for multiple months, like at least 2 months. So if you don't pick up an adept palindrome now, you're going to be palindromeless palindromeless for quite a while. You can get some good rolls still. Thresh now works in all activities. Bottomless Grief is getting a buff. So if you want to pick up a Bottomless Grief just to see what it's going to be like next season, that can be good. So don't delete ones with Bottomless Grief. Definitely don't delete anything with Thresh. Some people really like One for All. People have been liking it. So you keep that if you want. But you can see there's a lot of good rolls. And obviously people love Palindrome for PvP. You still don't really see 140s, but a lot of people are saying 140s are going to get a buff, and we know that 120s are getting a nerf. So you get that rangefinder, you get that killing wind, you're pretty much set. Right. Even though quick draw is getting nerfed, you never know.
Right.
It still might be okay. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. All right. Well, now with that short little note, we move on to armor synthesis, which is basically going to take up almost the rest of this TWAB. But yeah, armor synthesis coming in next month, next season, as soon as it launches, and we got some changes. And I thought this like little list, 1, 2, 3, 4 list down here was just like fun to
Yeah.
say, like without taking a breath. So I'm gonna do it.
Okay, let's hear
So,
it.
so it says, before we get too deep, here's a quick list of steps that players will take to convert their armor appearance into universal armor ornaments. Defeat enemies to earn synth strand. Spend synth strand on bounties to earn synth cord. Convert synth cord at the loom in the tower to earn synth wave, and use synth wave to convert an unlocked armor appearance, legendary quality or lower from collections into a universal armor ornament. That's a lot. um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think it's too bad.
Yeah. Well, I think people will be like confused at first, but I don't think it's too. I feel like it'll be easy to learn once you get into it.
I mean, I felt like, I feel like even right now, this is a really, I like these types of systems where it's like, get some sort of currency, right? I mean, Glimmer, I think Glimmer is just kind of a general currency. So I think Synth Strand makes sense. So you have this whole external currency. Defeat enemies, get Synth Strand.
Yeah.
Now they talk about how to get Synth Strand. I got a little confused about it, but I guess we'll see. But you'll get Synth Strand, then you take that Synth Strand back to Ada at the loom, and you get synth core, or you get synth cord, right? Yeah, by getting a bounty. So you spend synth strand on bounties, and then bounties will earn you synth cords. So you're just going to be playing the game, collecting synth strand is my assumption, and then when you go into the loom, you can then get a bounty to actually start this process of getting a universal armor ornament with it, which is basically getting synth cord.
Yeah.
And once you do that, you convert synth cord into actual synth weave, which is what your actual currency to convert.
Right.
So it's not too bad. And I think the reward is well worth it, right? It's like once you get synth weave,
yeah,
you've got what you want. So I think that's pretty good.
All right. And to start, players will begin earning synth strand when defeating enemies in Destiny 2. So, like you said, killing enemies get you synth strand. 150 synth strand will get you. Well, when you collect bounties with that synth strand, you will get synth cord, and then synth cord, loom, and the synth weave. And then down here, it tells you little examples of the bounties you would see for every given activity. So like Vanguard, accumulated points in Nightfall strikes, Crucible, capture zones and control, Gambit, defeat primeval envoys, Destinations, defeat bosses while defending the blind well in the Dreaming City. That sounds cool, because I like doing destinational stuff, and I haven't been to the Dreaming City literally at all, so
right.
I haven't done anything with it since Forsaken, so I'm excited to like do bounties there for I get even if it's just for armor synthesis, but and raid and dungeon bounties.
Oh, you get things from raids?
Wow.
And dungeons?
Importance for dungeons?
Right.
Oh my god. And it says if you pick up a wrong bounty, you'll be refunded some of the synth strands back. Not all of it, but you do get some back if you accidentally pick the wrong bounty. How many of these can you earn? Players can earn up to 10 synthweave per class per season. Off the rip, what do you think of that?
It didn't bother me too much, to be honest with you. I kind of was like, it feels low. I mean, 10 definitely feels low. I was kind of like 10. I was like, I was thinking, originally I was like, oh man, okay, like it's gonna take us a while, right, to be able to unlock all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have been okay with that, but then they like limited it, and I feel kind of weird about that. So then I started thinking like, oh, like, what do I want? Because 10 is 2 sets.
Yeah.
Which I guess isn't terrible, but it's not a lot. It's like 2 sets is like, if you think back to like year 1 D1, D2, excuse me, year 1 D2, and I'm like, the number one thing for me is going to be like Leviathan set, right? I want my Leviathan set, and if I get it for my Titan, I got one more thing, and I might want it. I might want something else for my warlock or my hunter. Like, it's two things. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it is per class. It is per class.
Yeah, it's per
So actually,
class.
it is. So okay. So I could do it for my Titan, and then I could also, like, let's say I like a couple individual pieces from some other things, but I don't know. Per season is a long time to not be involved with. I almost would have. Go ahead.
It's basically like 2 sets per like 4 months. So that's a little, I don't know. I mean, I was planning on doing this like a lot, but honestly, because of that limit that they have on it, that's also could potentially lose them money.
Well, I don't know about that. They didn't really say. So, like, if we look at this, how many can you earn? Right, players can earn up to 10 synthwave per class per season, and then I know you didn't mention this yet, but if you don't mind me reading this part, in the next season of the Redacted, they're going to allow us to earn up to 20, and that's because the introduction of the loom will be able to get 10 during the introduction.
Yeah.
So they're going to like have some introductory quest. Ada's going to be like, "I'm back, Guardian, and I found out how to change your appearance." And you're going to be like, "Nice, you used to like create weapons of mass destruction, but I guess now you're making clothes." There better be a damn good reason for that. And then she's going to give us some of this stuff. I'm sure we'll go through it and we'll get 10, and then we'll be able to do it as normal, right? We'll get another 10. So that's cool. I like that. Whatever. But it doesn't actually say anything about like buying them.
Yeah.
Like, this actually says earn, and I think that's like really important terminology.
Right.
Bungie's really good at putting language where they want it to be.
Yeah.
And it looks like you can earn 10. And when I think about it this way, right? So for my Titan, if you look at the rest of this year, we have two more seasons, right?
2 more seasons.
So we'll have 30.
Right.
So 30.
Yeah.
That's 6 sets of armor for Witch Queen.
Yeah. That sounds pretty good, actually. But
so for me, I don't know. I struggle with that. I'm like,
if that's just earning 30 before Witch Queen, how much can I buy? Right.
And then I don't know. It's like, I think part of me feels like they shouldn't have put a cap on it.
Yeah.
Part of me definitely feels like they should have just been like, I would even be more okay with rising prices. Like, every time you do one, it's more expensive, or when you get 5 done, it's more expensive, or something like that. But I think it could have just been hard to grind. Honestly,
I don't think people should have to spend that much money on something that's just purely cosmetic. Right.
So my argument against that is literally the model for every free-to-play game, period.
Yeah.
All they do is spend money on cosmetics, right? You play Warzone.
Yeah.
Mexican Synth, he's a claymate of ours. He plays Fortnite. There's a lot of money in the skin game, and I don't know how much Destiny makes off of their ornaments. They make enough to keep doing it.
Yeah.
and it's a low cost in terms of, you're not paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for devs. You're paying tens of thousands of dollars, hopefully hundreds of thousands of dollars, for artists. To make armor ornaments, and it's got to be cheaper, right? And I can spend a quick $60 on ornaments, to be completely honest with you, right?
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying, but I think people feel this way because they're like, well, it's paid, like we already earned these things,
right?
But I also think there's like kind of like you already earned them, and technically you could always wear them.
Yeah.
You can always wear them, but now they've created a system for us to be able to put them on however we want. I mean, I don't know. You can argue it. I don't think it's going to matter. I think this is one of those things where it's like, you could like boycott it or something, right?
Yeah.
But it's not going to work. I roll my eyes, not because I don't believe in boycotts, but because gamers historically won't care. This won't matter. People will do it. People will buy things, and it won't matter. So if you're going to complain about it, or if you're upset about it, I don't think there's going to be anything you can do.
Right.
I honestly think that this is that this is it. Like this is going to be the system.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe people will be loud enough. I don't think that they will be.
Yeah.
I don't think they should have put a cap on it. I think they should have just made it hard.
Right.
I think they should have just said, "We'll give you." I think they could have put it in the seasonal challenges, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to give you free ones in the seasonal challenges. You're going to love it. And then, or even give you just free synth. Whatever it is, right? Free synth chord, right? So that you weren't getting like the exact thing, but you're getting close to it. And then it's just hard to get synth chord. You know, like I would have been okay with that, but because at least it felt more earned, right? And like even if it was piece by piece, I was like, oh man, I could have gotten it. And even if they like averaged it, so they were like, okay, you're gonna get 10 pieces, so 2 full sets. But 10 pieces, if they said you were going to get, most people were going to average 10 pieces throughout a season, it means hardcore players would get 20 in the season.
Right.
And I think that's okay. But yeah, I don't know if this is an artificial inflation kind of thing. Again, I just don't know if it's worth the energy to complain about it or not.
Yeah.
But we'll see how the community reacts to it. And maybe they'll get loud enough and maybe they'll pull a Sony and rewind it back and say, hey, actually, we're going to change it and we're listening. But something tells me they're about to make a lot of money.
Right. Yeah. They're about to
if
make
you don't
bank.
think if you don't think I'm going to buy stuff,
yeah.
I'm probably gonna buy stuff. I think again, Mexican Synth, who's again a member of our clan, he made a really good point. He was like, I mean, this isn't like a pro gamer move. It's not.
Right.
I mean, this is a pro company move. They want their money,
right.
And I think it is what it is. And you can decide if you're going to spend it or not. But you can say that about everything, right? I mean, I think you look at Fortnite, and you should be like, oh, we should get more free skins. It's like, yeah, well, they're not going to give it to you. So, it is what it is.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Lead us into this next one. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
No, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. So we just went through all of this stuff, right? The how you're actually going to go ahead and get your we're gonna have a hard time remembering all of these words, but synth chord, right? So how we're gonna get synth chord. These are all the ways to get synth chord. And once you get your synth chord, you'll be able to spend it on synth weave. My assumption is a synth weave will get you whatever it is. This is a whatever it is that you want to get. So here is an image, by the way, of what appearance customization looks like. So I actually don't think this is final still. I think I heard that somewhere or I read it somewhere that this still isn't final. But it's cool though. I like this. I don't know what these like zeros stand for, these little numbers. I think this is another reason why it's probably not complete yet. But as you can see here, you've got, I don't know what this box is supposed to be, but if you like come down here, maybe if you click on this, this is where you get like what customization you want for each piece. But you can see you've got the Moon Fang, which is from the dungeon, Prophecy Dungeon. Gloves of Exile. This is from Trials. Robes of the Emperor's Minister. This is from, of course, Leviathan. Vigil of Heroes. I'm not actually sure what this is from. It says of Heroes, so my assumption it would be from that event that we do every year at the end of the year. I can't think of what it's called. And then Contender Bond. So this is it's interesting. You see all these different things, and they use multiple different shaders to get this look. I love that. I think that's so cool that they used all of these different shaders. They only used one shader twice to get this look, but you can actually customize it. You can look at it. And I feel bad for anyone who's on PS4 still or Xbox who don't have the new consoles or aren't on PC, because this is the loading times, I'm sure, are not going to be fun. But it's going to be cool to be able to just like put this stuff in, right? To slot this stuff in and take a look at it, and then pay for it, of course. But I think it'll be pretty good. And then here's another one. So you can see here, if you click on the helmet, it shows all of the different ornaments you have, right, for the helmet. I don't like all these little locks. I think these make me kind of uncomfortable, because this is the kind of thing where I sit there and I go, ooh, are you going to try and get me like pay for this? Like, because it's got all these like locks on it, right? I think, it'll be interesting to see if maybe they do something along the lines of like, during for the battle pass, right? I think that's one good thing about when you add features in. If you have a battle pass, you can make people feel a lot more comfortable because they give you the currency, right? Like I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm just saying if next season come in and in the current and in the battle pass or the season pass that we have, if they have synthweave in there, right, or if they have synth chord or whatnot, it makes this stuff a little bit more stomachable. But anyway, either way, just seeing all of these different helmets here and being like, oh, okay, like I can pick whichever one I want. You click it, you see it change, and you actually can see the shader right next to it. So yeah, I think this is gonna be good. I have no complaints with the way that it looks. I'm really excited. No matter what, right? Think about it this way: no matter what, it's better than what we have.
Right.
like no matter what, like whether they're trying to make money off of it or whatever, it's literally just better.
Yeah.
Right. It's like literally just better. So I think being able to have it look like, I don't know, being able to go from limited ornaments, right, to having an ornament at all from the vast quantity of armor that we've received in the past, I think it's a good move no matter what, even if it's not perfect or exactly what I want. So
right.
That makes me pretty happy. That makes me pretty happy.
Did you go over the year one stuff?
Say that one more time.
Did you go over the year one stuff?
No. All I did was go through this image here and this image here.
Oh, well, some exceptions will apply when this stuff comes out. Year one stuff isn't going to be here yet. They will be bringing it in a future season, but basically all the year one stuff from Vanguard to Trials of the Nine ain't going to be there when it comes out.
Well, it's year one ornaments, right? Because I just want to be super clear. So year one armor, I do believe will be around.
Yeah.
I think it's just particular ornaments, right? So, like, I think I don't know for people that remember this, like Vanguard had ornaments already. So you could have a Vanguard piece of armor and then go to your Vanguard piece of armor and there were ornaments that would change the way your Vanguard armor looked.
Right.
So like before universal ornaments ever existed.
Yeah.
So what I think is happening is that those universal they weren't universal. Those particular armor ornaments will not be in yet. A good example really is Iron Banner. So a lot of people have Iron Banner gear, and you can go into any of that armor Iron Banner gear, and you can go and change out your ornaments from year one Destiny 2 from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be able to do that with universal ornaments yet. You can still do it. So if you have an Iron Banner piece, you can still do it, but you can't make it universal yet. Just to be super clear about that.
Yeah. It's also say down here, if a player owns Crucible ornaments from Curse of Osiris, they may be applied to Crucible armor pieces at no cost.
Right.
However, these ornaments cannot be applied to seasonal armor. Just a little thing here. The glows from 2018 and 2019 Solstice aren't supported. Big sad. I didn't get them, so I don't really care. But
yeah, if you have the white glow, I believe they said, right? Yeah, if you got that white glow that you could earn during the event, you do have it. So I know a lot of people who are like, I don't need the white glow. I'm not going to work for it because I just bought these other glows. Unfortunately, those glows you bought don't work. I mean, they work on the Solstice armor still if you want to wear your Solstice armor, but I think everybody knows that the Solstice armor sucks.
Yeah.
So maybe you got a good roll of it. You might have gotten a good roll of it. I never grinded for any good rolls, but I did grind for the white armor glow. So I'm going to be rocking it. But if you didn't get it, unfortunately, you're just going to have like the base armor. And it's going to look kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, if you didn't know, you will be able to buy synthweave templates from Eververse. One synthweave template will cost you 300 silver, but you also get a bundle of 5 for 1,000. And to avoid mistaken purchases, synthweave templates from Eververse can be applied to any class. So what do you think of? Oh, and it also says for reference, universal armor ornament bundles are 1,500. So what do you think about the price?
I mean, again, like this is just that kind of thing again, right? It's like I think if I'm a business minded guy, I'll be completely honest with you guys, right? Like I love business, and if I'm sitting here as Bungie, I'm gonna make this. I'm probably doing the same thing. I'm probably gonna be like, let's give them a deal. You know, let's not make it 1,500 where they have to get the whole bundle. You know, we'll make it the same price. We'll make it the same thing, right? But cheaper, right? We'll make it more stomachable. So it's basically like a $10 like a $10 skin, right?
Right.
Again, I'm not saying it's worth it, but I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah.
Like it's just up to you, right? It's up to you if you want to wait every single season and get whatever things that you want, or if you're going to pay for it. And I think a lot of people aren't going to pay for it, and I think that's totally fine. But I don't think it's going to change anything. I think that this pricing is good. I think it's much better, obviously, than the 15. I don't even like the 15, to be honest. Every time I see an armor thing come up, I'm like, do I get it or not? I always get it anyway. But you know, I'm always like, I don't really know. They don't have as many skins as like a Fortnite. Fortnite skins are extremely expensive, so I don't really think. Again, it's just hard to. It's hard to compare, right? These different things, right? When you look at Fortnite doesn't have a PvE system. I mean, it does have a PvP side, but it doesn't. Maybe I won't use this example then. Let's use like Warzone, right? Or Apex. Let's use Apex.
Yeah.
Like Apex is like they don't have like you buy a skin or you don't buy a skin. Like or you buy loot boxes.
Right,
you know what I mean? You either buy a loot box, right? Apex is loot boxes, right? Yeah. They have those little loot ticks, right? Or Overwatch, right? Like you're not
God.
Like, you know, like I mean, it's just loot boxes. You're either gambling, right, or I don't even, can you even buy things right out? No, you can't buy things right out. And
that's where it all started.
Yeah, so I think when you really think about it, like this isn't bad.
Yeah.
But again, I can also imagine like people want even more, right? And I think that that's fair. And if people want more, they don't have to pay for it. But it's not going to work, man. I'm telling you, too many people want to swag out. And it is what it is.
Yeah. Indeed. Now let's talk shaders.
Good.
Starting next season, all shaders will be visible in the Guardian appearance screen. You will no longer have to buy them from collections and then go armor piece by armor piece, applying each one, and then having to delete shaders you get randomly from your inventory. They'll all be here. They'll all be, well, they're not free to apply, but they will all be there without being in your inventory, and it will be 500 gilmore per armor piece, 2,500 total, and there is an apply all button.
Yes.
One fell swoop, and you can make your Guardian pink and purple like everyone else. And they're also getting rid of the legendary shards requirement, which is also very nice. Shaders.
Honestly, I'll be honest. I think this is like for me, this is like a really big deal.
Yeah.
Like I actually don't really mess with armor that much. Like I'm happy that they're gonna give us, you know, whatever 20 next season.
Yeah.
I'm gonna unlock the things that I love the most, which is probably gonna be 2 raid sets.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get my Leviathan raid set, and I'm probably gonna get my oh my god, why can't I think of it right now? What the heck? Oh my god. No, Ada. Garden?
Scourge.
I hate Garden's armor. Scourge, yes, Scourge of the Past. Scourge of the Past. I love that armor. It's called like Bullet Eye or something or whatever. I love it. That I'm gonna grab that, and I'm gonna grab the other, and I'm gonna grab Leviathan, and that's only 2. I still get like 2 more, and I don't know what those are gonna be. Probably Prophecy. I have full sets of both Prophecies, so I'll probably get both Prophecy. And then that'll be it. I'll probably get all those, and I'll be able to mix and match some things. But shaders, that's huge for me. Shaders are huge for me. I mean, Gil sees it. I see like almost every single day. I am constantly moving shaders in and out. Like especially when I play recently. Well, I want to do an event soon for our clan the Obsidian Gears. We do fashion shows. You guys have probably seen these fashion shows before. Bungie's done them and things like that. And I love doing fashion shows because it's just fun. It's a fun part of the SD community. And so what's really cool is like, I might say like, ooh, like the last one we did, I made my warlock be like completely. You know what? I'll show you guys. Hold on. We're taking a quick detour. Don't worry. It won't be long. But long story short, while I pull this up, it's just going to be really, really fun to be able to mess with shaders. And I think the biggest thing is that you don't have to actually worry about the legendary shards. I know a lot of, I mess with my stuff all the time, but I know a lot of people who can't. Right? Like I know a lot of people who just haven't played this game that long, and they're like, dude, like how do you have so many legendary shards? And I think that's hysterical. I'm like, I don't legendary shards. Like, what do you mean? But now I kind of get it. So just really quickly, this is my submission that we have for the fashion show. The submission was called "It Whispered Back, It Was Hungry." Which is a reference to the Cryptarch, who's always like, when you whisper to the void, does it whisper back? No, not for me either. But for this warlock, which is my warlock, it whispered back to him, and it was hungry. So the whole thing was, there was some lore around it too, where it's like, oh yeah, my warlock is obsessed with the void and obsessed with the hive because he finds a lot of similarity between the hive and the void, where the sword logic and just hunger, and so he's kind of obsessed with the void. So I had Thorn on, and I was like, I want everything to be kind of like toxic, like purples and greens, and I would never wear this normally. Like I'm usually wearing like white or black or red, or purple. I'm a big purple fan, but not like this. Usually it's white and purple, so, stuff like that. But this was like, I just want to feel like I'm role playing something, right? Like I am this guardian that's doing, like, that's really diving deep into this thing. And like, let's say I do the same thing. We were talking about this earlier, Gil. Some of our favorite weapons. Let's take a look at Trinity Ghoul. Imagine if I wanted to be like, do like a Zeus role play. And I'm not talking about like a role play. I'm just saying, like, let's say I was like, ooh, today I'm being the god of thunder. Let's do this thing. And I get my Trinity Ghoul, and I make all my ships match and my sparrow match and like all this stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun for me personally. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. And something I just thought about is, it's great that we're getting transmog, but one of the things that I'm not sure how they're going to do is the ships, right? The sparrow, I was just gonna ask that. All this stuff. Like, how is this going to get shaded?
I mean, it might just be like armor. They might just put it over onto ships as well. That'd be the smart thing to do.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, it's a pretty hefty overhaul, right? I mean,
considering like they're telling everybody to delete the shader from their inventory, obviously they're like doing something.
Yeah,
but
it's just interesting because like they don't show. So obviously this is the shader situation here. This appearance customization. We see the armor here, but there's no mentioning of ships or sparrows or anything like that. So I'm interested. I'm really interested. I don't know if you'll go into the ship and then change the way, like change it like this, but I'm intrigued to figure out what this looks like. Also, if you guys see this here, the number changed again. This is 100. I'm wondering if maybe this is supposed to be like no, I don't know what it's supposed to be because there's only 3. So I'm interested in what these numbers are here for. Again, I'm sure it's for like testing purposes or something, but anyway, I'm excited. Sorry, that took way too long, but I'm really excited. Like 2,500 glimmer, that's nothing.
Right.
That's nothing to just like apply a shader to everything and move on with your life if you're just like, oh, I want to change things up. Or you could be like me and get nitty gritty and like really dive in there and do get each little piece. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Also, they'll be increasing the shader cost in Eververse from 40 to 300. But in celebration of Armor Synthesis, we're getting a free year 1 Eververse shader bundle.
I think that's completely fair, by the way. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I always thought it was a steal. I always thought, I was like, dude, $30 for this shader, or $30. 30 bright dust for this shader? Are you joking?
Yeah.
Like we're talking about, like, to be completely clear, right? Like that emote, that airplane emote is 4,000 bright dust.
Yeah.
Do you think I use that emote more, or do you think I use a shader more?
Right.
For me, I use shaders every day. I'm swapping them out, changing them. And even for me, it was worth buying them over and over again.
Right.
Now I don't even have to buy them. I just have to spend money to apply them, right? And it's literally just glimmer. I was spending like legendary shards left and right.
Yeah.
I used to have like tens of thousands of legendary shards. I have less than 10,000 legendary shards now because I was just spending them.
I think I have 2,000.
Yeah. Oh, great example, right? Like now you're going to be able to use legendary shards for things that really matter, right? Whereas like for customization and stuff, there's a tiny cost to it. And I think that tiny cost is smart. I think it makes things way more, right? You're like, you might actually literally just go grind for money real quick for glimmer. You might be like, I got this quick strike. I need to change what I look like, and you just go out, play a Crucible game to get some money. Like that's fair. But anyway, I think this is good. And it's for Glimmer too, by the way. This Eververse bundle is going to be for Glimmer. So doesn't cost bright dust, doesn't cost silver. So it's going to be nice.
Now we move on to some spicy Prime Ramen rewards. They do this every month. It's been like, all right. Last month we got a Huckleberry ornament, if you didn't get it already, which I now have on my Huckbuck. So
nice.
They're giving us.
This one's good.
Yeah, they're giving us a spicy ramen exotic emote, Icoro's Resolve exotic ship, the Future Perfect Shell exotic ghost, and the Jagged Dark Sun. Legendary spirit.
I think this is a really good pack. I think spicy ramen is great.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny when you're like you're playing trials and just someone's cooking up ramen. Like that's always great. Like this ship, honestly, I think it's one of the more. I know it has the same frame as a lot of the ships, but it's got a little bit more customization on it, and I think that's really good. The ghost actually looks different, right? You could make a lot of different things that could look pretty cool with this ghost shell, so I like that too. The sparrow's boring. The fact that they even have the audacity to give us a legendary sparrow is just how dare you. But and it's not even like a cool. There are some cool legendary sparrows, but this ain't one of them. So, but these are all cool. I like it.
I actually already had that Icoro's Resolve, but I don't have the shell or the spicy ramen. So I'm mainly here for spicy ramen.
Most people are gonna have these, right? Yeah, I think most people. I think that's why I like this so much. Is most people have the things from these awards, right?
Yeah.
Like I think. If you're a D2 player, not like a random person on D2, but if you're a D2 player, you already have these. Except maybe the spicy ramen because you had to pay for that. But if you're not a D2 player, from at least for in the beginning, you might not have some of this stuff. So it's always nice. But I also don't have spicy ramen because it would cost money and I just didn't have the money at the time. Yeah. So it's good. I like it. I like it a lot.
So this is like the last big thing. I will say one thing. I was just trying to figure this out literally right before the stream started. Season of the Chosen Seal.
Yes, this right here.
If you haven't been playing Presage, you need to start playing it. You gotta start getting these scannables. You can get them if you haven't played it yet, which I don't know how any player has not played this yet, but you gotta complete it, then you gotta go back in, I think, and then you gotta get a certain amount of scannables. The first week you do it, there's 6, second is 5, third is 4. Now there's gonna be hidden chests throughout it. I don't think those matter for the Triumph seal, but it's good to just get the Triumph in general. But I think I'm missing something because I've scanned so many things. But
I was feeling the same way. I know you were looking at it before. I was like, I don't even know, man.
Oh, it has to be one thing, but we're missing. But if you haven't been doing it, go do it. If you don't do it, you're not going to get the Triumph seal. So, and I've made it my personal vendetta to get every Beyond Light
vendetta.
every Beyond Light title. So right after the stream, I'm doing it.
All
So
right.
that's about it, and we'll move on to the movie of the week. Did you watch these before we started?
Yeah, I did. I did.
um, let the games begin and the Guardian Bowl. Do we want to watch these, or are we just gonna skip past
I think it's good. I mean, they're pretty funny. I mean, the
them?
first one is a well made like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
fan trailer. They're pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool. If you're into Guardian games and you like the I
Yeah.
don't know the whole sport thing. This is funny. Guardian Bowl is actually quite funny.
Yeah.
They literally are doing some like weird. I don't even know what the rules are supposed to be, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just some like weird football, not football at all, like thing where like
Yeah.
you're. I don't know. It's funny. It's funny. Give it a watch if you like football, and it's a cute skit. And then this one is a classic Titan move. It's by the same guy. He won another. Again, I don't know if it's he, but this person won another one before. But it's just a classic. Everyone is flying. All the Titans are flying through the sky.
Mm-hmm.
It is just hysterical. I just love it. I think it's so funny.
It's
To stitch
shot.
together all these
It's
clips.
shot really
Yeah,
well.
right. To get to clip together all these or stitch together all these clips. Obviously, you can't Thunder Crash this long, and you can't Thunder Crash the entire map. But it's just hysterical that in the Destiny universe you probably could. In the Destiny game, you can't. So it's funny to see that.
Dude, next time we do Garden, we should do that.
Yeah, I have no idea how
Huh.
how good that is. To be honest, I mean, yeah. Well, I one thing I know this is a little bit off topic, but I'm excited for next season. One of the things I'm excited for next season is the rotating raids. Right, from what I understand, is there's supposed to be some sort of rotating raid thing where there should be challenges or something that come up, and there's a reason to do these raids
Yeah.
other than just like, well, I don't know, I want the loot from it.
Yeah.
Like, because right now there's no reason unless you just happen to want the loot from it.
Yeah.
Which, if you played like we play, like our clan plays,
Yeah.
we got everything. I mean, I think the most recent raid is great because you might want another roll. You might want another roll, and so you can grind it, and you can pretty much guarantee after one run you can at least grind one more roll, right? So like you get all the loot from beating Deep Stone Crypt, and then you have another chance to spend some spoils and get another roll. I love that personally, and I think it makes it much more replayable and worthwhile at all. Whereas these other raids are just so not great. Like if you run Last Wish, you only get the chance of getting the things that like from each encounter. Like there is no option afterwards. I think that I'm hoping that next season they might put the chest at the end of each raid.
Yeah.
Something tells me they won't, because they are going to have to remove those raids and bring them back. At least I'm assuming they're going to do that. But if they don't do it with Vault of Glass, I don't even understand I don't even understand what they're doing.
Right.
I'd be so confused if they didn't bring it back with Vault of Glass. That to me just seems like a huge waste. And I think even the pooling of spoils being an end game currency for raids is so smart, right? I wish they would do it for dungeons. But spoils for dungeons, raids, and just making dungeons and raids more farmable, it just allows us to engage with that content much more.
Right.
So,
Indeed.
sorry, it just made me think about it because
good.
we haven't made any. When we were going to do Last Wish last night.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of strats. I was like, oh man, I wonder what strats are good this season, right? Like, we could use a Sundering, and we could, try this and try that with this weapon and all this stuff. I mean, I know what the strats were, but does anything change? And, because I teach these raids every time. So, oh man, if we go into the vault, I used to tell everybody, oh, use this or use that. But honestly, you could do a lot of different things. And that was fun for me to think about. But we didn't even get enough people to show up. And I'm because why? I mean, and I'm not saying that they didn't show up because they didn't want to do it. I'm just saying that, like, I don't blame them if they did. Because it's like, well, what are you going to get from it, right? I mean, you're going to get something from it, but it's hard for a bunch of other people to do it. So something that I've been thinking about, but that's my rant for the day. Just kidding. I have more. But
well, with that, we're going to move on to the artist of the week. Artists.
I love these. I absolutely love these.
This first one is a Guardian Games one. It's kind of like little chibi uh, arts of the classes, and it looks
It's
pretty
so
cool.
cute.
Yeah,
Look at this.
yeah,
It's adorable. It's kind of Powerpuff Girl esque.
yeah.
I never even thought about it, but this is so
Mm-hmm.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to start buying. I really wish that there were prints of this stuff. I might honestly just start like stealing these and like printing them out. I feel bad about that. Like I like to pay for art.
Yeah,
But if you ain't gonna let me buy them, then
yeah,
this is just so great. I love
yeah,
it. I love it.
yeah. Then we got another one, which is kind of the same, but also like is a lot more like cool and like epic, and like they even got like the light reflection off the Titan's head in there.
Much more realism in
Yeah,
this, right?
yeah,
Very cool.
very cool.
Another one where I just want to.
Mm-hmm.
I know I say this every time. That's why I love it. Look at this. The juxtaposition between these two. This is adorable. I want stickers of these, right? I want stickers of like these. Look, I throw them on something. I want like a huge poster of this.
Yeah,
I want this. I want this in my background right now. Like
looks like an
this is
in-game
just so
cutscene.
cool. Yeah, like I don't know. This is just so dope. And then this is like they're just adorable. And I just like I said, I want them on my computer. Like it's just so cool that they have these different things. I love it.
Mm-hmm. And then they got another one here, which is kind of like abstract art of every warlock subclass. And this is like really interesting. I like how the stasis one is just kind of like off to the side. But yeah,
got some like mad Persona vibes off this.
Persona.
Like, yeah, especially Persona 4. Like, I got real heavy Persona 4 vibes. Like the characters to me look like the way that the what are they called? The like creatures that you not catch, but like the what are they called? I have no idea what they're called. Anyway, the Pokemon that you get in Persona, like it kind of reminded me of that, but it's the color. You know how like there's an accent on every single one of them. Like in Persona 4, it's glasses, and they all have like different colored glasses. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. It's it felt very like JRPG, like Final Fantasy like style. I love this so much. Very artsy, like super artsy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, so good.
With that, if you didn't notice, on that, the Solar one's wearing Dawn Chorus, the Void one's wearing Mizrax, and the Arc one is wearing, I forgot what that's called, Crown Tempest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just the this is the Trials helmet, right?
The Stasis one.
Yeah,
I think so.
The Stasis one, it's just Trials. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. It'd be cool to. I guess we don't have a Stasis exotic yet for the Warlocks. Yeah.
Nope.
I love it.
But yeah, with that, good luck to all, no matter which class you're playing. Hope you enjoy the games, and we'll see you out there in the wild.
Love it.
All right. So with that, we're going to talk about. We always get into some post topics after these podcasts, after going through the TWABs. And the first one we're going to go through is the lore from a video that Bife put out about Arthur's Embrace, the exotic hunter arms that came out at the beginning of Beyond Light. Now, it is very, very interesting and cool. I don't remember everything about it, but I'm sure Chain could elaborate.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just one of those things where me and Gil are huge fans of the Destiny 2 lore. And I just wanted to, Destiny lore in general, and I just wanted to like highlight this. The lore, if you have Arthur's Embrace, which are actually, they're pretty fun. I've been using them a lot recently just because it's fun.
Yeah.
I think if anybody like starts a new character or has a character they haven't played with much, I think when you play that character and you have some like objectives in mind, it gets really fun, like really fast. So for me, for my hunter, I realized I have a bunch of different triumphs I've just never done, right? Like get kills with throwing knives, like stuff like that, right? So I'll make an entire class just for throwing knives. And so Arthur's Embrace is great, right? I mean, it does a lot of damage, bounces. So, just in case you do miss, it might actually hit. It stuns over or stuns unstoppables. I think I don't use it for that.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's cool. I like it. But I actually forgot to read the lore for it because it's hunter armor. I just don't play my hunter that often.
Yeah.
And Bike has a video that came out, and I'll just pull it up really quickly. I'm not gonna actually. There it is. Perfect. Right there. We're not actually gonna like play it. But take a look. Definitely, if you get a chance, go to Bife's channel. My name is Bife. That's literally the channel name. And just check this out. Check out his video on Arthur's Embrace. He actually got someone to make like he got someone to like make a song, a lullaby for this. I mean, I don't want to like spoil it necessarily because I think the video deserves all of like everything that it is. But I mean, I guess I'm not. I mean, I think you should just watch it no matter what. But basically, Arthur's Embrace is about it's about Aramis, and it's about Aramis's life kind of before all of this.
Yeah. Basically, before she was in the Prison of Elders.
Yeah, right. Before she was in Prison of Elders, right? And it's just like a powerful thing. It's like the lore in this game is so well written, and it's just, when you get a piece of armor or you get a weapon, read it, look at it, listen to it, and just like I don't know, like it. I think now, like when I wear Arthur's Embrace, for me as a lore nerd, I feel different when I walk around, and especially when I'm by myself. When I'm with like my friends and stuff, I mean, completely different. When I'm with my friends, we're thinking about the meta, how we have fun, just with like the weapons, and things like that. Yeah, it's just cool. It's just a cool thing to think about. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
All right. And then there was another topic here called scrub mentality. Now, this is a video that Shane wanted everyone in the clan to watch. I still haven't watched it yet, but
I'm disappointed in you. I told you to watch it before, man.
I'm sorry.
I'm upset. That makes me sad. Okay, well, I'm gonna take this from you. Ascended Nomad. If you guys don't know who Ascended Nomad is, he is a Destiny YouTuber who focuses on improvement when it comes to Destiny 2 PvP. I'm a big PvP fan. I play it all of the time now. Usually I don't play it at all in the very beginning, and I just grind PvE, play with the new weapons, have fun with the weapons particularly, and think of new armor builds or whatever, which now we won't have to do, which is really nice. Just wear my normal armor builds and just play with the new weapons. And then I start to play PvP. And at one point, the reason that I want to talk about this is at one point, I decided to get really into PvP. At one point, I was like, I really don't like being bad at this game because I love it. Like, I love this game, and like, I'm honestly just not that good at it for PvP. And so I decided to really change the way I thought about it. And to give some people some background, my background is actually in competitive gaming for a game called Blacklight Retribution. No, this is not CSGO. This isn't Call of Duty. This isn't anything big. But I used to shoutcast tournaments for the game Blacklight Retribution, and I used to run like official tournaments for an organization called BCL, the Blacklight Community League. So I take, and I had a clan as well that played in those tournaments. And at one point, we were undefeated before we did the tournaments. And then we actually kind of had a falling out, and that's what made me start doing different work for BCL. But I love competitive gaming. I think it's so cool. I think it's so fun. I think everybody should at least understand it because it's just cool. But I wanted to get better, right? I wanted to get better. I didn't want to get carried at the level I was getting carried at. And I actually just asked clanmate Darth the other day, have you noticed a difference? From the last couple, I would say seasons. I would say maybe like from 5 seasons ago till now. And he said, oh, definitely. There's a huge difference. And I'm not saying it's because of this video. This video is brand new, but it's accounts like Ascended Nomads. Ascended Nomad literally just makes videos about how to get better. One of his most popular videos is the 2-second rule in Destiny 2. which is basically a place to start to think about engagements. If you ever watch a top player, they never just sit there in a lane. They always are moving. And he kind of simplifies it into this idea that you really shouldn't sit in the lane for more than 2 seconds. Like, you should probably just get up and move. And I was like, that's like an interesting video, and a lot of people liked it. Well, this new video is called the Scrub Mentality, or it's called Scrub. It's not called Scrub Mentality. It's about Scrub Mentality. If you haven't heard of Scrub Mentality before, it's actually from a book that a famous fighting games player wrote. And I think it's called The Art of Winning. And it is so good. There's a great overview that you can read. But honestly, you don't have to. Watch this video. And basically, he just talks about what the scrub mentality is and how to stop being a scrub. And we've all got a little scrub in us. Even the best players that you can think of. I don't know, Gil, who's one of the best players you can think of when it comes to any game?
Shroud,
great example. There are definitely times where Shroud is a scrub. And you might be like, well, no. Like, he doesn't miss. Like, he might not win everything, but he's awesome. And Shroud's great. He's obviously really great at pretty much every game he touches. But if you watch this video, you'll understand what I mean when I say Shroud can be a scrub sometimes. Because you'll hear some of the things that they're saying here that he does. And if he wasn't doing them, he'd be much, much better. So I don't want to spoil any of it. You'll watch it if you want to watch it. But that's the thing, right? Is if you want to be a good player, you will watch this video. If you want to be a good player in anything, if you want to be a good basketball player, if you want to be a good Fortnite player, if you want to be good at anything, you want to be a good streamer, you'll listen to people's success. This video is great, not just for Destiny 2. It wasn't even made for Destiny 2. It was made years beforehand for a fighting game. But the scrub mentality is just so pervasive that when you understand it, you'll see it not only just in your games, but kind of like your everyday life. So I'm not saying it's like this cure-all for, like, being like a annoying person or not great at something, but it's a great place to start. So I just wanted to highlight this. I think it's excellent if you want to get better at PvP. Again, if you don't care and you just want to play your game and you just want to do whatever you want to do, then it doesn't matter. Just do whatever you want to do, right? But if you're losing games and you don't want to be losing and you're annoyed about losing, you should watch this video. That's all I gotta say. It's made a huge change for me. I don't know, Gil, if you even recognize the last couple of days I've been playing a lot better. And I would say a lot of it has to do with this video, because my mentality going into Crucible is different than it was. It's not always easy, especially when you're playing Trials.
Yeah.
When I'm playing Trials, sometimes I get so mad. But when
you do.
When you watch, it's hard. It's hard, especially last week's Trials. I froze an entire team and I shotgunned one of them. All of them shattered, and then I was dead. And all of them were alive and not frozen. And we were all like, what?
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever gotten so mad in my life. I was like, this game just screwed me. And I was so mad. But I reset really fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever, man. I'm here to win. Like, this game can screw me if it wants to, but I'm going to screw it right back. And we're going to figure this out. And, we got some dubs. So, yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty interesting.
That's my other rant for the day. I promise you, if you, I won't tell anybody else they need to watch this any time ever. But if you want to be good,
that was actually a cool topic earlier. I was going to ask you. I'm not a huge PvP player. Well, I'm not like I like PvE more than PvP, but I'll play PvP. I've gotten to learn to enjoy it more. But what do you think? Coming from you, do you think that I've
gotten better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the beginning, I don't think I've ever thought about your performance that much. I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't think I've ever was like, man, let's look at Gil's performance now and let's think about it beforehand. But you're much better to play with than you were before, I think. I think a lot of people who come from Call of Duty, which you do, so, disclosure on that, you come from Call of Duty. It's hard to go from Call of Duty to this game. It's easy to go from a Battlefield or Blacklight, like I come from, and go to this game because they're a bit more tactical. Whereas Call of Duty, you just running and gunning, baby. I mean, I watch top players play, or I should say I watch top streamers sometimes, like playing Call of Duty, and I'm like, they just run around killing people. Like, it's not like, when I watch Frostball, he's not just running around killing people. You can see the tactics he's using. He's like, okay, I'm going to use this cover. I'm going to go from here. I'm going to do this. You can see his brain, or a CSGO player. You can see them like go, okay, I'm going to go here, here, here. But Call of Duty is much more fun than that in the sense that you can switch off and slay out as long as you have good aim, good reaction time. The person with the best reaction time and stuff like that wins. So I think in this game, you're much more fun to play with now than you were before because you now at least know you have some tendencies from your Call of Duty days. Whereas I think originally I didn't really pay you any mind in PvP because I don't want to tell you're good, you're fine. I mean, I was talking to Nag, another member of our clan, and he was originally a Call of Duty guy, and we were playing Trials, and he was running through doorways, and I was like, you're gonna get killed. But it's fine. You know what I mean? It's fine. Like that, if that's the way you want to play. But if you want to get better, right? If you want to see like rapid improvement, it's everybody has a ceiling. I know we're kind of getting into like a completely different topic, but like a great example is clanmate Scarlet. I've known her for a long time, and we started playing Blacklight Retribution together, and she was good. She was as good as I was, and we played together, and we won a bunch of clan battles, and it was great. So super fun. Then we went to Overwatch, and she was garbage, absolutely garbage. And I was good at it. But here's my improvement curve. I was just kind of like here. I was like, oh, okay, I get this game. Actually, I was like this. It didn't take me very long to get good at it. And then I was like this, and then I kind of plateaued. And let me make it smaller so you guys can see it. It's like sharp curve up, and then like kind of like this, and then I plateaued. Scarlet was like bad, and then she was like. And she was a grandmaster, and I stopped playing. I was like, dude, I can't even play with you anymore. Like, but she still plateaued, right? Like, she's great at Apex, but she still struggles. And I think if you watch some of these videos and you look at what people are doing and you actually implement them, you can learn how to you really can learn to go from, point A to point B, And when you think about it, right, you have much more space to grow than Darth does. Right. Darth's one of our clanmates. He's usually a top 3%er, I think. He'll correct me if I'm wrong. For him to get to top 3 to top 1, that is hard. It's so hard. For you to get from wherever you're at to top 15%, that's not that hard. I mean, it's hard, but it might be like, stop running around. It might be like, use cover. It might be something like that. It might be like, well, if you really want to win, use this weapon, right? Like, whereas Darth, he's doing everything right. He's got the right weapon. He doesn't miss when he aims. It might be small things. It might be adjusting his diet and when he goes to sleep. It might be like, but it's only going to get him 0.1% better, like 1% better at the most, where you could jump from, let's say, top 30%, or let's say you're bottom 30%. You could go from bottom 30% to top 30% by just laning next to cover. Stuff like that. So if you ever want to improve, again, there's a lot of stuff out there. I'm a big fan of like self-improvement, and I think video games, sports in general, but I think video games are such a good way to do it because you don't have to exert a bunch of energy to be a better person. And I think sports and things like that do make you a better person if you have a good coach, at least. So
kind of on that, like my first shooter was Call of Duty. Right. My first shooter was Call of Duty Modern Warfare
Yes,
3,
sir.
and that is what I've been like addicted to for years.
Yeah.
And then you want to know a different shooter I played? That was a shooter, but it was fun as hell. Did you ever play Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare?
Yeah.
Dude, that game is
It
great, dude.
is good. It is
The
good.
first one, the second one's kind of whack, but the
They
first,
messed up. They have
yeah.
a new one.
Hmm.
They like did a sleeper release of it,
Yeah.
and it's like a paid game. I was like, yo, if you made that game free to play and
Hmm.
blew it up,
Hmm.
I'd be playing it right now.
Right.
Right now.
But I don't know why that came to mind. But and then like I'd say peak COD for me was Black Ops 3. I was huge into Black Ops 3. I played it every
Me
day.
too.
Um, it was pretty much Black Ops 3, Overwatch, and Destiny 1 is
Yep.
what I played, and I was a solo player in
Literally
Destiny
me too.
1.
Same exact
um,
thing.
um, and like Black Ops 3, I was so into it. Like every TDM, I was dropping 20 plus kills a game. Every domination, I was dropping 30 plus kills a game. Um, and I was like 15 years old at the time, so like I was
Yep.
super into COD. And then Overwatch came out. I played that like when it came out, when it was popular. It was great, and then it just. Um, and now, if you didn't see, Jeff Kaplan left.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That doesn't surprise me.
yeah. um, and then I was playing other Call of Duties. Like I got the Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare thing. Oh my, terrible Call of Duty, and I basically stopped playing after that. I got World War II, didn't play it. Didn't play Black Ops 4. I got Modern Warfare though, and Modern Warfare is kind of when I got back into it. And then Warzone came out. And then around the time, middle of last year, when Warzone came out, or Warzone was like huge,
Yeah.
uh, clan member named Minton. He was like,
Hey.
I went to school
M
with him.
Dog.
I went to school with him. I graduated with him. Um, and he was like, dude, he would talk about Destiny like every day, and I'm like, yeah, I used to play Destiny, but not as much. And he was like, dude, you gotta get back into it. And I was like, okay, fine. And I stepped back into Season of Arrivals, and now I'm here doing a podcast every Thursday night.
About Destiny.
uh, and I want that skill that I had in Black Ops 3, where I was dropping 20 plus kills every game mode I was playing, to this, but it's so hard for me to do that. Because when you're playing Call of Duty, if you've seen it, like I am a aggressive pusher. I go in,
Yeah,
like
because you can.
because
Right.
I can, and then I try that in Destiny, and I'm like, dude, I am dying over and over and over again.
Yep.
So I just, it's hard for me, not because everyone's like, well, if you're good at first person shooters, you're pretty much good at all of them. That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true. you
That's not
could
true
you
at
could be
all.
a pro COD player and get slammed in Destiny.
I've
Like,
seen it. I saw they got a bunch of really good rogue company players
mm,
and they played against top CS:GO
mm,
players playing rogue
mm,
and they got eaten alive.
yeah,
And it's funny because you think CS:GO players would actually be really good at Rogue because it's a lot of it has the same DNA, right?
yeah,
For those that don't know, CS:GO tactical shooter where it's basically like pinpoint precision.
mm,
Who you get hit, it's a wrap, right? It's
mm,
a lot of like just high intensity like Valorant. You get seen, you get dropped, right?
yeah,
And Rogue Company has longer TTKs, but it's kind of the same thing. You get
right,
seen, you're probably going to get dropped. Longer TTKs, so there is more movement because it is a class-based shooter. Sorry, it's a hero-based shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a lot more stuff going on. But you'd think that I remember this one guy was like, "Oh, I mean, snipers are snipers, right? Like as long as I can get a headshot, I can get a headshot." It's true, but that's like the only thing. Everything else, if you don't know that like smoke's coming in at you or barbed wires getting placed down, or you got to get the flag, like it's gonna be hard. Yeah, no, it's not the same thing at all. Not at all. I mean, you see me play Warzone.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm not terrible. I mean, I can shoot things. If it's a similar scenario, I can shoot things. Like when I have what is it, the M16? I'm like, I got vigilance wing, right?
Yeah.
Where they at? Like, but if they're coming for me in the bushes and I can't hear them, I'm like, what's going on?
It's also like another thing, like for like games, for like shooters like that, or any game really, if you play it enough, you can take a break, play a different game, hop back on, and still be just as good as when you left. And that's me for Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Yeah.
Like I've been hard into Destiny ever since I got back into it. But recently I've been jumping back on Cold War and Warzone.
Yeah.
And I'm finding that I'm getting like 5 times the amount of kills in PvP in Call of Duty than I am in Destiny. I'm like, okay, I still got it. But
let's look, guys.
Yeah.
We open in a clinic real quick. Listen. Yeah. You gotta remember, right? And this is part of the scrub mentality. So you gotta watch this video, but I'll go ahead and just talk about it now. One of the first things you got to do is just accept the fact they're not the same game, right? Like it's not. It's literally just not. Have you ever played Blacklight before?
No.
So again, I grew into shooters via Blacklight. I started with a game called Mag. I played Call of Duty before. I played Halo before that. But I really got into shooters when I played Mag. After I played Mag, I played Battlefield 3. After I played Battlefield 3, I played Last of Us Factions. And those were like all games I really played. Then I started playing Blacklight. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a shooter guy. Like I just play shooters. And I remember the first build I made in Blacklight. Blacklight is all about like gun customization. The first build I ever made was just like long range like assault rifle, and I was like picking people from afar. And I remember I was like, I'm a support player, and I always said I'm a support player because I'm just not that good. I'm like I'm not that good. I'm a support player. I'll make sure my guys get the kill. It's all good. That was just I just put that out there so I felt better about my gameplay. Then I started to realize like, no, like I'm pretty good at this game. Then I got a bunch of people in my clan who were just way better than me. So I played a support role, but not because I was bad, but because I wanted them to shine. And it changed the way I drastically thought about the game. That game, I'm dropping high amounts of kills. But, when you take a look at Destiny, I wasn't good at it at all because it just wasn't the same.
Right.
You have to learn how to use a radar. You have to think about verticality. You have to think about all the abilities. One of the hardest things for a lot of people, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but when someone says, I don't even know what just happened. I keep getting one shot. One of the things I always think is funny about Destiny is like one shot. Like I don't like the only time I get one shot is if I get sniped but I don't think of shotguns as getting one shot, because someone just pushed me, right? They had to push me, but snipers will one shot you. But there's all these abilities and stuff. If I look at you and you're coming at me, I know if you're a hunter, I might know what class, I might know what exotic, I might know what weapon, I know the sounds, I know everything, I know it all. But it takes a lot of game sense to know all that. I know these maps like the back of my hand. I can tell you like where I don't know the callouts yet. I'm trying to get so much better at that. That's like one thing I've been trying to get better at for a long time is be able to have these solid callouts. Destiny is fantastic with giving every single piece of the map really good broad callouts. So you don't have to say mid, right, left of this blue box. Like you can say like we were just on Cauldron, and I can tell you Bone Bridge or Prison Bridge, and I know exactly what I'm talking about. You might not know, but I know. And everybody else who's on that map, if they were paying attention, then they know too. And it's not because we made up the callouts; it's in the game. So anyway, I say all that because game sense is a really big part of it. But even technical prowess, you have to know what the difference is between Call of Duty and what the difference is between Destiny. Why is the meta 120s? snipers aren't really the meta, but they're a meta pick, right? They're not the meta, but they are a meta pick. They're not an off meta pick, they're a meta pick. So snipers, 120s, shotguns. Why are all of those things in the meta? It's because all of them play in a different way. All of them play and two of them play in a similar way. It's high damage without having with the lowest amount of risk, right? You can go out of cover for 1 second and get massive damage on an opponent.
Yeah.
And then you can throw a bunch of trash at them and they can get knocked, right? Whereas in Call of Duty, you can't, most of the weapons you're using are automatic. Or maybe they're burst. But, or you're using a sniper rifle, which is completely different.
Yeah.
But, that's not the meta. Not everybody's camping with sniper rifles. Most people are running around with M16s, SMGs, MP5s, and they're just like lasering people.
Yeah.
Which you can do in Destiny, but if you peek, someone has shot you with a 120. So if you know that 120s are the meta and you want to be good at Destiny, then you have to understand that that's what the meta is and that it's going to be used. It's like the same thing. I know we had this conversation before about Fellwinters when you were like, nah, man, like Fellwinters, like that's boring. And I was like, it's only boring if you drop 20 kills every single game and no one can kill you.
Right.
Like, then it's boring. Like, but if you're not dropping 20 with a Fellwinters, it's not boring yet. If you're constantly getting beat and you still have a Fellwinters on, then it ain't boring. It's like when people complain about Bastion, it's like, well, like if you're losing, that's on you. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of like rules and regulations in these games, and you just have to know them because Call of Duty does not translate well over to Destiny. It really does not.
I will say, sniping in Call of Duty Warzone, is like 3 times harder than sniping in Destiny.
Oh, for sure. I don't even touch that, bro.
Good lord, people are moving faster in Call of Duty than they are in Destiny. Like, these guys are slide canceling across a street, and I can't shoot them in the head.
And the aim assist isn't as heavy. Automatic weapons seem to have really heavy aim assist. I remember Black Ops 3. I was like, I went from Blacklight where I don't play with aim assist at all because you hip fire a lot. So I was playing without aim assist. And I went to a game like Black Ops 3, and I remember me and Phoenix were playing, and I was like, yo, this game is aiming for me and for everything. I was getting kills left and right.
Yeah.
And in Destiny, it's got a lot of aim assist, and the maps are small, so everything feels a little bit slower. And so when somebody peeks their head out, it feels like they were out there for an hour.
Right.
When you're in Warzone, you're like running around 80 million miles away. You're like, oh, can I get it? Man. Have you ever sniped in Battlefield?
I've never played Battlefield.
Screw that, man. Yo, we're gonna be playing Battlefield 6 if it's any good. If it's any good,
all right,
we're gonna need to play some Battlefield 6. I love Battlefield, man.
With that, we just went on a huge rant.
Huge tangent.
But basically, scrub mentality. Haven't watched the video. Watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I promise you will watch it.
Please do.
You put a topic here called Reddit.
Yeah. Like we did last time. We jumped into Reddit and we took a look at it.
Oh yeah.
We could take a look at Reddit again, but we have some other topics that I think we want to spend some time on, especially the next one.
So I'll preface this before. So I run a Twitch channel called TheHomieGil, and yesterday I did a live stream. Right before the Warzone event started. And I was playing Overwatch, and then I was like, I was going to hop on Valorant because Overwatch was getting boring. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a tier list. So I did a Destiny 2 exotic weapon tier list up to this current season. So Deadman's and Tiku's are in there. And Chain found it hilarious. So we're gonna share it.
So I'm gonna roast him. It was fine. I mean, just disclaimer: everybody has their own thing. Everybody likes their own stuff. So obviously, I'm kind of just joking here, but I'm also not at all. I'm going to flame him completely. I just thought it was great. This is his tier list. Let's start from Dogwater and make our way up. We'll see how long this takes. If it takes a really long time, I don't think it will. I'm just kind of messing around here, but we can end it after this. If not, we'll go into the last topics. I think that'll be fun too. But let's take a look at dog water. First of all, I agree with all these. All of them, dog water. Kind of.
Yeah.
Sleeper, dog water. Doesn't work for anything. DPS, trash. Technically, you could use it in PvP. Get a one shot or something like that. It's so boring though. Don't ever use that one. Darcy, dog water. Yeah, again, you could use it. I've used it in PvP because I was bored and I wanted to get sniper kills on both my heavy and my my special. But nah, it's garbage. Don't use it. Salvation's grip. Fun things can be done with it. It's interesting. Not even really. No, completely boring. Don't use it. Dog water. Colony is actually a really good choice for PvP. I don't believe it goes in dog water. I think it goes into maybe not good or maybe decent, but Colony is a good pick. Like if you brought out Colony in trials, I wouldn't be mad at all.
Yeah.
Like if you got heavy, all you have to do is just spam it into a room, and then you actually can go into that room with them because they're jumping around trying to dodge them, right? Ward clip coil is great, but you can kill yourself ward clip coil pretty easily.
Yeah.
Whereas Colony, I don't actually think it's possible to kill yourself with Colony. So, Colony, bad in PvE, there's no reason to use it. But PvP, it actually does have a space. So I don't think it's dog water. Literally, the other three have zero use. Yeah. The only reason you might use Salvation's Grip is to literally glitch things. Yeah. That is it. Yeah. So, putting that out there. So that's my issue number one, Colony. Let's go up to not good. Prospector, yeah, I agree with that. It's not dog water because if someone said they didn't have a grenade launcher but they had Prospector, I would tell them to put it on.
Right.
If I said, hey, to someone, I wouldn't even ask for linear fusion rifles. So Sleeper's never going to be picked. If I was like, hey, everybody needs their snipers, everybody bring out your Whisper, and someone was like, I don't have Whisper, but I have Darcy, I'd be like, go home. But I would tell them to bring Prospector because Prospector at least does okay damage. Yeah. Yep. Skyburner's Oath, not good. It's kind of cracked in low level things where right now because it's got the you can anti-barrier, all the cabal. It's low level. It can two-shot them. Right. You know what else can two-shot them? Every other weapon in the game that's any good at all. It's just stupid. You know what I mean? So it's not good. It's not even decent. It's not good. It's like, don't use that. And I tried to like it too. At one point I was running like GMs with this thing. And I was like, this is so stupid. Yeah. So no, not using it. Cold Heart, trace rifles are all pretty not great right now. And Cold Heart is the worst one. Yeah. It used to be a DPS monster, and because it just isn't anymore, it just doesn't have any space. Yeah. It needs to ramp up a lot more. Yeah. Honestly, I think a good fix would be for it to ramp up just more, but at this point, it just has nothing.
I could see go on to Leviathan's Breath. Go on to Leviathan's Breath, but the next one I wanted to talk about after Leviathan's Breath.
Yeah. Leviathan's Breath, dog water. It's not dog water. Again, this is one of those ones that's not good, but you will get smacked around in Gambit with this thing, man. All of a sudden, somebody turn a corner and you just get shot, and you're like, was that a Queen's Break? What? Leviathan's Breath. Yeah. So again, it's not dog water. It's not good though. You know what I mean? It's another one of those weapons. It's you can use it, but it's not good.
So this next one, Prometheus Lens. I could see the argument putting this in decent.
Yes. Yes.
Me personally, I don't really like it that much, but go on.
Yeah, I think objectively, it's not good. I mean, it is. I think the issue is when you look at these weapons, you have to ask, well, what is this made for? Yeah. Right. When you look at Darcy, it's a sniper rifle. It's supposed to be for DPS. It doesn't do DPS. It's bad. Yeah. When you look at Sleeper, it's supposed to be the heaviest, hardest hitting linear in the game. It's garbage. It doesn't do that. Now, Anarchy. Damn, what's it called? Why did I just forget what it's called?
Wastewater.
No, the stupid
Colony.
spider grenade. Thank you, Colony. Colony, what's it supposed to do? It's supposed to send out a bunch of little spider drones that kill things. Yeah, it does that. You know, it's not that good, but it does it. You know. So even if someone said it was decent, I'd say, yeah, okay, sure, it's decent. Yeah, you can bring it out, it's fine. If someone said it was good, I'd be like, okay, relax, it's not that good.
Yeah.
But Wave Splitter, I would go so far as to say it's decent because its job is supposed to be ad clear.
Mm-hmm.
So now I don't think you should use it because it's not the best ad clear. Yeah. But if you have to get linear fusion right, or not linear, trace rifle kills, it's actually not that bad, especially because you can just hold it forever. It's actually really cool because you can hold it forever. It has that giant heat thing. It's weakening things. Mm-hmm. Everything just kind of dies around it. It's actually kind of fun. But you know, it's not really good in any, you know, in anything else. So I say decent. Decent is where I would put it. But you have Wave Splitter.
I put it in not good because I have literally never used that gun. Not once.
Wait, well, why did you put it in not good? You never used it.
I just assumed.
Oh no, you gotta use it, man. You gotta use it. Just try it. Just try it. Next time we do something like
I assume purely because it's a trace rifle. So
yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, it's just right now they're just, all trace rifles are outclassed.
Yeah,
you know, it's like you can use it, but
yeah,
it's the same thing with so Wave Splitter. Wave Splitter actually just can just dominate in PvP. It can just slice right through you. But like, why would you use it? Like, why would you do that? Like, you have to sit out in the open and laser somebody to death. It's got a really fast TTK, and if you actually get the buff on it, then it'll laser you like, I don't even know, probably 0.3 seconds or something like that. It's crazy. But like, why? Why would you try so hard to get Wave Splitter to work?
Yeah,
like, just don't use it. But so I think it's decent, but or not good. I think it's okay. I think Wave Splitter is okay and not good. Yeah. But I think to put Wave Splitter, I don't know, just look at Leviathan's breath and you put it next to Prometheus Lens, that does
yeah,
that don't sit right. But I don't hate any of this though.
Yeah,
I'm not sitting here like I hate the fact that you did that. I don't really care. If you said Prometheus Lens rating isn't that good or it's not good, I would be like, yeah, it's not that good. Now this bro, boy, this is where I was like, no, this ain't right. First of all, Mida freaking slaps, man. I dominate with Mida. Mida has one of the best perks ever. You have your freaking radar up the whole time, so you don't have to worry about getting pushed at any point. It plinks people. It has 100 aim assist. It's the best scout in its own class. Literally, it's just like tick, 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 done. I use it all the time. In PvE, it doesn't do anything but be a scout rifle. Yeah. So it doesn't not do anything good. It just is a scout rifle. It's like plain. It's like C, right? It's just fine. It's decent. But in PvP, it smacks. It's literally one of the best scouts in PvP. But scouts aren't good in PvP. So if you are on a map where it works, it works. I pick it up. I have it in my inventory all the time. At one point, I was exclusively using it, and then I kind of swapped out for Jade, and then I kind of went back to it. But it definitely doesn't belong in decent. It's at least good. If someone said, "Yeah, I'm gonna use Mida this round," I'm like, "Yeah, go for it, man," because Mida's good. It flinches like crazy. If you haven't tried it in PvP, you got to try it, man. You got to try it. Sweet Business. I almost would put Sweet Business in not good. It's fun in PvE, and that is all. Garbage in PvP.
Yeah.
It's a meme weapon where you can just spray somebody down, but it's actually not good. Like I get killed by it like every once in a while because like I didn't hear it, or somebody just like I was like, oh crap, you know, like that's about it. You know, it's not really that good. I would have put that in not good. The fact that you put Mida next to Sweet Business made me so mad. Like, I was like, how dare you? Arbalest, that does not belong in decent. Darth said it was okay because he doesn't use it in PvE and he doesn't like the weapon, like period. It does not belong in decent. It is still one of the best weapons to use in PvE as long as match game isn't available. If match game is around, unfortunately, it doesn't work, which was super annoying. Everybody was really mad about it. Yeah. But when you pop a shield with that thing, they get a massive debuff. It has a what is that? Shield disorient.
Mm-hmm.
And then it works on the weapon. So you get a buff anytime you pop shields. We used to use this for Nightfalls all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't get nerfed. It never got nerfed. The only thing it got nerfed was its aim assist, which
Mm-hmm.
it only mattered in PvP. And in PvP, it's still cracked. You still get a headshot. Like, if you're good at all, you can still get a headshot. I mean, I've been shut down by that thing multiple times. It's still going to, one, hit you out of your super. So it's definitely not decent. I would have put it at least at good, if not great, but I would at least put it at good. It definitely doesn't belong. This is sweet business. Sweet business. Oh, God. I can't believe that. Yeah, if you ever get another linear fusion rifle quest, they're like, use linear fusion rifle, use Arbalist.
Okay.
And you'll see what I mean. You see a shield, pop it. Don't think about swapping to your energy weapon, just pop it. And that was cool too, because we used to run like any normal energy weapon in our energy slot,
Mm-hmm.
and then we would use, and it didn't really matter what we wanted to use because we would pop all shields with Arbalist.
Yeah.
Arbalist, another good example is Arbalist plus Izanagi, because you get that buff. And then Izanagi does like way more damage. So pretty good. Hoping to get anti-barrier Arbalist, and hopefully it's extra cracked. All right, then we got this garbage weapon right here, Cerberus. Yeah. Garbage, not good. Straight up not good. It's not decent. It's not good. Never use in PvE. In PvP, it's like kind of a shotgun thing. You will die before someone even gets to you. I mean, there are every legendary 600 auto rifle is better than this. So, I mean, you could use it. Again, it's not good though. Maybe decent. I guess if someone was like, I just got killed with a Cerberus, I'd be like, I don't know, man. That thing could definitely shred you. But I think only a certain tier of people are going to get shredded by that thing.
Yeah.
Multiple times. Queensbreaker. Yeah, all right, decent. Same thing with Worldline. I love Worldline, but it's only decent, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Symmetry. I popped off with Symmetry literally last night. Oh, you were there for that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I would go so far as to say good. I don't think it's decent. I think it's good. I used to think it was decent. I've seen Frostball play with it. I was playing with it. I was like, this thing is pretty good. So I kind of like it. It's not great by any means, but it's pretty good. I'm trying to think of other legendaries. I don't think they compare. You can 2-burst with like 9 revolutions loaded in. So Two-Tailed Fox recently has been great. Great. It's good in PvP because it has tracking. It actually can suppress supers. And people love it in Grandmasters. I don't think it's worth it because it's exotic.
Yeah.
And I'd rather have a different exotic. But people have been saying it's great. Definitely doesn't belong in decent. Good or great. Not S tier. It's not goated. But good or great, especially with the rocket launcher buff. I actually was using it yesterday for something. I was like doing some like random thing. It's really good. Have you used Two-Tailed Fox?
Yeah, it's been a while. But I haven't used it since the buff.
Try it with the buff. Like Work with Coil in goated, but like Two-Tailed Fox being a decent, that doesn't really jive with me. Because it's literally good in all activities. So I think it's pretty good. Like even in Grandmasters, people use it.
It's
right,
like
good.
That's like Eyes of. Yeah. It's like Eyes the prequel. I think. Two-Tailed.
Eyes the prequel? What do you mean?
Like Eyes of Tomorrow, the prequel.
Wait, why do you think it's like that?
Well, I mean, because it tracks, like.
Oh, I would have said Work with Coil is like Eyes.
Well, yeah, it's just more rockets, and it does track.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 2 rockets that come out of Two-Tailed Fox.
Yeah,
but yeah. I think good. I probably will agree with more because like good is. I think it's what things are in good comparatively to great. Yeah. So I'll start with the top because when you said Graviton Lance was good, and I was like, that's. I think I was just kind of like. I mean, I was kind of messing with you then. Like, I think Graviton Lance is good. But if Graviton Lens is good, then Sunshot's good. It's not great. Both of them are excellent at ad clear, and that's what they're made for. And in PvP, they're both. I mean, Graviton Lance is arguably easier to use, whereas Sunshot. I actually just watched a video that Patty Cakes made yesterday, and he was like, "Yeah, Sunshot's like super low tier because nobody uses it because of its recoil pattern. Like it's like unusable. Like people, it literally has the best CTK, like one of the better CTKs because it's only 150, and nobody uses it because it just doesn't feel good to use. So it has like a usage rate of like 0.0001. And you were like, oh yeah, it's good in PvP. I was like, not really. And I know Darth did the same thing, and I was like, not really. Like nobody's using that thing for a reason. I think it's great. But if you wanted to put it in great because of its ad clear, which I would agree with, because I do think it's great ad clear, then I think Graviton Lance should be up there. Because Graviton Lance's ad clear is also really, really good. It's long range ad clear because it's supposed to be, whereas Sunshot is like close range ad clear. But I think they belong in the same space. I don't think one should be great, one should be good. I don't feel that way. Yeah, I think Hardlight is good. Yeah. I think it's good. I don't have anything else to say about it. It's good. Vigilant Swing. Yeah, man. I don't know. This is
really
that kind of thing
PvP,
that's like hard.
But
yes, yeah.
But
well, see, like that. But then I struggle with that, right? Because like, it's really good in PvP.
Yeah.
So like, where like
the only reason it's in good. The only reason it's in good is because it's good at PvP.
But Last Word is only good in PvP. Like Last Word is garbage in PvE. Like why would you ever use Last Word in PvE? It's got like 8 shots. You'd be like, do. Give me 1 second, guys. Or like Vigilant Swing is a pulse rifle. It does exactly what it needs to do in PvE, which is just shoot down a lane and kill some ads. And it's really good in PvP, excuse me. Which again, like I would be okay if it was just good, but then you have like Last Word at goated. I don't get it. Like I don't understand that. I don't understand that rating. Like again, I think it's okay and good, but Last Word being in great or goated is throwing me off. Why can't I think of the name of this weapon? Borealis. Yeah, Borealis is good. Just like Hardlight is good. Yeah, I would have put Rat King and Goated. I think Rat King's great. It's good in PvP. It's good in PvE. You don't need everyone. It just only gets better with more people. It literally heals you and makes you invisible after a kill. That in itself, it's an automatic sidearm that hits pretty hard, and you get rewarded for the kill very, very well. No, you don't get rewarded with damage, but you get rewarded for survival in a way that like Titans can't go invisible. We can now. You know what I mean? Like it's really good. I would have put it in great personally. And the fact that it can be like boosted in damage by having multiple people is just like fun on top of it. I would have put it in great. Teraba's good. It only needs a catalyst to be great.
Yeah.
But it's only good right now. Merciless is good. It's good in PvP and good in PvE. It's not great in either of them. Arguably great in PvP sometimes, but there's better. Obviously. Bad Juju. Hard one. That's a hard one. It's good in it's good in PvP. It's fine. It's rapid fire. Right. It is pretty great in PvE. Like we're talking like gives you super, you never have to reload, and you get a better version of Rampage. Like it's just.
I'll tell you something about Goated. About a few weapons in Goated that you might be like confused about. I think for certain weapons, it does certain sections of the game so well that it deserves to be up there. But that might just be me, but go on.
I think that's fair, but I still just don't know like again, when I look at last word,
Mm-hmm.
and I think about Vigilance Wing, like if you have last word and I have Vigilance Wing, I mean, I'm gonna win because I have Vigilance Wing. Like I have more space, and if you get close enough to me with a last word, and I know you have a last word, I'm just gonna shotgun you. Like, I'm not gonna let you get close enough. I'm gonna make sure I always close the gap so that last word won't. You don't have enough time to kill me. Like Vigilance, like I'm not. Granted, you could say vice versa, right? You could be like, well, if I have a last word, I'm going to use a sniper. I'm just going to snipe you. Like there's good play there, but like I'm not saying Vigilance Wing is cracked. Like it doesn't have like the TTK, but I would at least put Vigilance Wing at great then.
Yeah.
Especially because last word is actual garbage in PvE.
Yeah.
But I will give you the fact that on console, it is probably S tier for PvP.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's true. Like,
Yeah.
if you're a sniper last word user and you never miss your shots, I mean, I use last word and I miss my shots and I still win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I that's fair, but I don't know, it's goated. I mean, no one uses that over. You know, I mean, it is in the kinetic slot, so I'll give you that. But I'm gonna use my steady hand way more than I'll use my last word.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, but it's fair. I think it's fair where you put it. I understand your ethos around that. Yeah, Deathbringer's all right. I would have put Deathbringer decent. I don't think it's very. I mean, I think it's just too unreliable in PvE, and in PvP it has a niche. Like, you know, I'll shoot it over there and kill some people. It is good.
Yeah.
In PvP, but in PvE it's like so unreliable. I'd be like, yeah, it's decent. I'd be like, just bring a Wardcliff. It's fine. But I wouldn't hate it though. I think if you were like, I'm bring Deathbringer and we were playing Trials, I'd be like, I mean, if we're playing Cauldron, I mean, it's easier, frankly.
Yeah.
Shoot that thing in there and let it go. I mean, yeah. That guy's good. Okay, all right. I keep it good. That's fine. It needs better tracking, but that's fine. Ariana's, I put it at decent. But I think good's okay too. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. That's good. I think Monty deserves more respect.
Yeah, I was so conflicted. I was like, it was great or good.
I don't think you can put it next to Hardlight.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're allowed to put it next to Hardlight if good was moved around. It was ranked, right? Like if it was ranked in good, like if good had different ranks or something, then you could keep it there. But I don't think you can have Monty next to Hardlight. Like Hardlight just changes and bounces. Like that's fine, but it doesn't literally give you in PvE goaded. In PvP, it's good. I mean, people use it. It's a 600. Power like swears by it, and you can, and you know, if you're a hunter, I mean, it is worth it. I mean, you're throwing shurikens all day long.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure in PvP, it's like every 2 kills, you're almost guaranteed. It's like the chance is way higher in PvP for you to get your melee back. So I think it's great. But Lord of Wolves. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was the same.
Okay, Lord of Wolves, good. Yeah, it's not great. I mean, if you bring it in PvP, you'll still kill everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it never got bad. It got nerfed, but never got bad. You're still going to start smacking people with it. And in PvP, it's not. In PvE, it's not good, really. I'm sure it could do some good work, but Lumina, yeah, this is hard. Good. It's not. I mean, it's
I know
just,
for you, it's hard.
Yeah. Really, only for me is it hard because it's like the general stats of it are not good.
Yeah.
That's frustrating. And then but the buff is so good.
Yeah.
It's like the buff is great, but the gun is decent, so it's like good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Nope, got that. That was easy. Malfeasance. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I think the reason I struggled with a lot of your stuff was because of what else you put in good. Otherwise, I actually agree with a lot of this. Like Malfeasance, it wasn't that you put Malfeasance in good, because it is good, but it's that you also put like Bad Juju in good, or I don't know, or just I don't know. It's good though. It's good. I love this gun. I think it's good. It's not great. The only reason that why can't I think of the name of this gun?
Jade Rabbit.
Jade Rabbit isn't great is because of the meta. That's it.
Correct.
Otherwise, it's freaking cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thunderlord is good, but it's good. Not
it's
great.
Like pretty good, but not
good. It's good, man. So it's like, Thunderlord is, it's pretty nice. I'm like, yeah, it's not great, but it's pretty nice. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Truth.
I actually don't see Heir Apparent in here. Oh yeah, I do. It's right here. Yeah, same thing. It's like these are both all machine guns are basically good except one. But yeah. Truth, that made me confused because I would say Two-Tailed Fox. Truth is only good in Gambit and maybe in Crucible.
Mm-hmm.
I would just use something else in Crucible though, including any legendary rocket launcher. Whereas Two-Tailed I would use in anything. So yeah, I don't know. Truth being here, I think Truth is good. I mean, it's fine. You can say Truth is good, but Two-Tailed Fox is better than it overall, objectively. Yeah, Whisper is good. It's only great for these really particular DPS moments. Now combine it with Divinity, which is why Divinity's goated. All of a sudden, this thing is great.
Yeah,
but it needs that. It needs that buff. Man, I always wish Ender was better, but it's only good. Yeah, it's only good. Yo, Devil's Ruin. Apparently, people have been doing videos on it. Apparently, this thing's cracked. I know I've gotten beaten up a lot in PvP with it recently, but I would say it's good. I mean, it might be great, but I think we'll have to wait and see about that one.
Yeah,
I might have to try it myself, but we'll see. Tommy's Matchbook, I would have put that a decent or not good. I don't like Tommy's Matchbook, man. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think the damage buff that you get, I don't think it's worth it. It's the worst subclass of auto rifles right now. It hurts you. I would have said not good. I almost dog water, but I would have said not good. If you would have said decent, I'd have been like, yeah, I guess. There's really no reason to use it in PvE. I would use literally any legendary auto rifle over Tommy's Matchbook. At one point, I really wanted to like it, and I was using Hipfire all the time, and I was like, yeah, this thing's kind of cool. Nah. No. Heir Apparent, yep, like I said, good. Ruinous Effigy is a weird one, and I think good is the right spot.
It's the best trace rifle, but
I mean, except
Divinity, but it's the best normal DPS trace rifle, right? I mean, Divinity's not DPS, but
I mean, Divinity does. I mean, Ruinous Effigy doesn't do DPS well either.
Well, it's the transmutation spheres.
The spheres. The spheres are okay. I mean, they got nerfed. I mean, they're okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you block a bunch and you kill a bunch of little things, and then you slam. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Fighting Lion. Heck yeah. I would have been okay if you put Fighting Lion in good, to be honest. I love it. I think it's great, but
I think
if someone played it good, all right, it's great. I would have said this thing is goated, man. Lament.
Yeah.
What sword do you use over Lament for what? Lament is supposed to do big chunks at enemies. What does anything better? What's better at chunking enemies than that? I think it's goated. You can't do Atrax without it, and you can do every other boss with it. I think it's goated.
I think you're right.
I
think you're right.
Lament,
it's not. It's after this new season starts. It's not.
I think it's still gonna be coded, bro. Literally, they're just making it so you can do less heavy attacks. It's going. Yo, we're still gonna be one phasing. Look. No, even without any thunder crashes, we're still gonna be able to just absolutely demolish Atrax. This shit's too fire.
Yeah,
it's great. It's great. That's coded. That's coded. Eyes. I don't know. I don't have it. Probably great, I guess.
I've been getting
I don't know.
smacked by it in Gambit, and I hate
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
But
PvP is great for sure. I mean, there's really nothing you can do about it. But in PvE, I don't
and
know.
I've heard since it
I,
got fixed, it's like pretty good in PvE. I've heard. I don't have it too, so
great. I'll give it. I'll
yeah,
give it that. Yo, Accurus. The fact that you put that at great really threw me off.
I love that thing.
Yeah, but it's not good.
I think it's good. I think
But
I
okay,
think
hold on, hold on.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, but objectively, if you have to get as close as you have to with Accurus, like why would you not just use Lament? If you're in PvP, why would you ever use Accurus when you can use any shotgun in the game that has more range than Accurus?
Have fun.
Yeah, but it's not great though. That's fine. You can have fun and it can be decent and have fun. I mean, sweet business is fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Legend of Accurus is you will. There is no Legend of Accurus strat at all except one. It was Galron's leg. It was like the weirdest thing. People were like, "Oh yeah, let's use Legend of Accurus." I was like, "Yeah, I guess. Like you could use it. It's fine, I guess." Or like you could use Lament now, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I like Accurus, but a tier list to me is supposed to be like, how good is it? Even if you say like in my hands, it is good. I have some strats for it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's literally just not that good, man. Like, is decent at best. Like, no one's pulling out the Accurus. I could use a buff. I mean, I think if it got buffed, either in damage or range, maybe it could do some cool things. But I don't think Accurus is where it's at, man.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. I also don't like. When have you used Accurus? When was the last time you used Accurus?
Our rifles.
This guy. It's not great if you haven't used this as a rivals. You can put it in good even, but it's not great. Risk Runner, great. I think Risk Runner is great. Even in PvP, I've been slapping with it recently for no reason. Tractor Cannon, goated, but I'll give it great. I think it's goated, but I'll give it great. That's fair.
High great.
Yeah. Yeah, Sunshot's good. It's not great, but whatever, that's fine. Sturm is the best 120 in the game without any perks. So if it has perks, weapons that have obviously that can get perks are better.
Yeah.
But it's just great. And then combined with obviously the sidearm Drang, it just gets better. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Black Talon, great. It's not a DPS monster, but it's good at DPS. It's great at ad clear. Good at ad clear.
Yeah.
It's great in PvP. I think it's great.
Yeah.
It could be argued that it's good. I think it's great. Crimson, great, especially on console for everything. It just heals you.
Yeah.
Kills stuff. Yeah, 1K is great. Bastion, man, I almost want to say it's goated right now, even though I hate it. I feel like if you have last word up there, you got to put Bastion up there, man. It's goated. But
I mean,
I
think when this next season comes out, and it can intrinsically stun Unstoppables.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, just for the same reason the last word is that goated, I almost feel like Bastion needs to be there.
That makes sense, yeah.
But great's fine though. Jotun, I think it's good. I don't think it's great. I mean, Arbalest is much more dangerous than Jotun. I mean, Jotun is just a giant flaming projectile. I mean, you'll never see a Jotun at high levels, and you're never going to bring it into like a Grandmaster Nightfall. But it's fine. I mean, it's good. I mean, yeah, I would have said it was good. You could put great, but the fact that Arbalest is a decent is like blowing my mind. And like it's all the way at great. I mean, this is a huge gap. But Outbreak, yeah, I was like goated, but it's great. It's great. Polaris Lance, it's great. It's great. Yeah, Ceros, it's great. Yeah, Telesto's crazy, but it's great. Shap, it's great. Tika's, this thing is starting to it's almost goated, man.
Bro, it's getting there, bro.
It's almost goated. Honestly, the
insane.
only reason it's not goated for me is because like I need more time. I feel like to like really just, but it's good, man. It's so ridiculously good in everything.
I don't know. It like I was thinking about putting it in goated, but I was like, I don't think it's like quite there yet. But like, dude, it's good at like everything. Like you can take it into literally any activity and do good. I mean, PvP is kind of like, but it just depends if you can get that draw off. But
just like any other bow, right?
Yeah.
I think it's like it's easier to use than any other bow in PvP.
Right.
You hip fire and then you hit them once.
Right.
Like it's stupid. It's great.
Yeah.
Huckbuck, great.
Yeah.
Freaking love Huckbuck, man. Thorn, yeah, I put Thorn in great. I mean, I think it's good. Like, but I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I actually use it a lot on my Warlock, but I mean, I think when you put the arms with it, then it's like a I mean, holy
it's
crap!
Insane.
Necrotic grip. Yeah, man. The lore for necrotic grip, by the way,
fire.
That is ridiculous. That is that like crazy dark stuff that like Destiny writes about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to watch Bite's video on necrotic grip or read it. If you read it, you might not get the same exact understanding, but yeah, it's dark. It's very dark. Duality?
Bro, have you used Duality recently?
Yeah, in PvP.
That thing is fantastic.
Yeah,
and it can be pretty good in PvE too.
I struggle with it in PvE. It like requires too much setup to me. Like, it's fine. It's fine. I think it's in great. I think great is a good spot for it. I just in PvE it's been kind of bothering.
Every exotic we've gotten in Beyond Light has been awesome.
Cracked. Oh my god. Yeah, except Salvation, but yeah.
Yeah.
Xenophage, yeah, of course it's great. Of course.
I almost put it in goated, but
honestly, yeah. It's good in everything. It's good in absolutely everything. Love that thing, man. That was a great ad. That was absolutely great ad. Fourth Horseman, yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I think especially recently, I actually was playing around with it and what's the helmet for hunters? The phase shift helmet. Bacchus. I've been playing with Bacchus because I was like, man, I feel like nobody used this with Bacchus. I was using it. Man, you can shut down anything. You get that buff for arc damage on any boss. You're just like, is this it? That's a wrap. Dodge, get your ammo back, do it again. You really could load it. You could probably unload the whole thing, dodge, get the buff, unload the whole thing again, and you're gonna kill whatever.
Right.
It's good. It's great. Yeah, of course. Damn, what's this thing called again?
Traveler's Chosen.
Yeah, Traveler's Chosen. Great.
Yeah.
Cloud Strike. I was using it the other day in PvP. That thing is nasty.
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah, when you get those multi-kills, people are mad. I was like, I'm sorry, I feel bad, but I also don't at all.
Yeah,
it's great. It's great. Not goated, but
yeah.
I mean, if someone said it was goated, I would agree with them. But I think it's great.
No Time.
Oh yeah, No Time. Yeah, No Time is great. I think the only issue there is, again, like Bad Juju, I feel like should be at great if No Time is at great. Like, they're both just objectively great weapons. They both give you your ammo back. One gives you a...
Doesn't No Time have a better TTK, though? Does it?
Oh, yeah. Just because of its archetype. Yeah, its archetype is better in that sense. It doesn't have a damage buff, though. I mean, obviously, you get the thing, the little thing from it. But where Bad Juju's TTK, honestly, it would probably out TTK at some point. Just because it has String of Curses. And then you also get super from it. I would put them both at great. I think great in different archetypes, but great. Like, if you're going to use a rapid fire pulse, like, you should use Bad Juju.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to use one, you might as well use Bad Juju. You'll get super, you'll get damage, you'll get ammo. Like you don't have to worry about anything. And I think that's the same for No Time. Is if you unless you have a god roll messenger, like No Time is great, right? Like unless you have a god roll messenger, which I mean isn't hard, you know. And when I say god roll, I mean even if you have like a kill clip messenger. If you have a kill clip messenger, just use kill clip messenger.
Yeah.
But obviously if you have Desperado, it's cracked. But No Time is very good. It's very good. And then of course you have Hawkmoon. Hawkmoon,
I love that gun.
it can go great. I mean, I would have said. I mean, I'm actually debating whether it needs to go in great or goated. On my hunter, I just use it so often.
Yeah.
And
I got a god rolled opening shot, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, me too. I just feel like in PvP it's great. You know, I mean it 140s aren't great. So but I think outside of that it's great.
Yeah.
And then in PvE, it's probably the best hand cannon in the game.
Right.
Which like makes me feel like it's goated because it's doing absurd damage. You can unload whatever you want into a boss. Basically, you can have 3 boss clearing weapons, right? Like imagine if you have a rocket launcher with lasting impression, you have a sniper rifle with triple tap vorpal, and then you also have our auto loading. You spend all of it, and you're like, oh, I don't have any more ammo. Who cares? You got a Hawkmoon. It's a chunk. I mean, it's not better than those things, but it does do great damage.
Correct.
I actually run it for overload or unstoppables all the time because you stop them and then you just. I mean, you're not gonna finish. Well, you might actually finish them. I'm not sure. I usually have to do it twice. I usually have to stop them twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really, really good.
Really good.
And then of course you got the goateds. Yeah, I don't think Warcliffe Coil's goated. I think it's great. I don't think it's goated. I don't think it's actually that good in PvE. Like I think when you look at PvE, like I mean, you just might as well use a chain reaction. Like I would never choose Wardcliffe over a chain reaction. And then I think in PvP, like yes, it's goated, but I don't know because even then it's like, well, yeah, but you could use a legendary rocket, and a lot of people will choose a legendary rocket over it. But I think I'm okay with it being goated. You know what I mean? Like great or goated. I think it's. I mean, I'll never tell you not to use it, except in PvE when I'm like, well, it's not good at boss damage at all.
Yeah.
So why would you bring it? Because why would you want to bring a rocket launcher for ad clear? It's such a waste. Unless you're doing some weird, like I do use it for bounties though. When they're like, get 80 rocket kills, I'm like, Wardcliffe, where you at? Shadow Thrall. Yeah. Ace is goated. It literally does everything. Yeah. It does everything. Which is what makes me feel like Hawkmoon should be goated because like where Ace is like the best ad clearing hand cannon. I mean, outside of maybe Sunshot, and then also being a PvE monster, like Hawkmoon is the best because it kills everything, including bosses. But I'm happy with Ace being a goated. Anarchy's goated, obviously. Doesn't need to be explained. Divinity's goated, obviously. Doesn't need to be explained. Izanagi, obviously goated.
Does God's work.
Yeah. Yes.
Man, dude.
Now the bows. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Black Armory was so good for exotic.
Yeah, man. I wish you were around then.
Me too.
That's my favorite season.
Yeah.
That's my favorite season. Yeah, the bows, I don't know.
Me mark.
I feel like if they're in goated, then I think
Tikus
needs to be in goated.
That makes sense.
I think the trinity of these. I think Tikus. We've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
Where I think Tikus is technically better than both of those. Like it does everything. Yeah. It does ad clear absolutely perfectly. Yeah. It does chunk damage, which neither of those do. Yeah. And it's just as lethal in PvP, whereas actually Trinity isn't lethal in PvP. I mean, it's okay in PvP, I guess. But yeah, I think Tikus belongs up there. I'm okay with both of them being S tier, but Tikus definitely needs to be up there too. Yeah. And then we already talked about Last Word. I'm okay with Last Word being goated, but you know, Witherhorde, heck yeah,
Witherhorde's nuts.
goated. Yeah, Witherhorde's goated. What do you even have to
There's
say
no
about
debate.
that? It's basically like a mini anarchy that is like, I don't know, like does better single target damage. Like it's
Toss it at
not
a
even better.
boss, it's dead. Toss it at a primeval, you're gonna chunk it. Toss it in a hallway in Crucible, everyone's gonna die. Like
You can double it up, right?
you can
Like you
double
can
it up.
like shoot it down, hit the guy. Like it's
Yeah.
just too good. Now this last one, you have Dead Man's a goaded. I struggle with that because if Dead Man's a goaded, Hawkman's got to be a goaded.
Yeah, I can do that.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
I can understand.
Like nothing does more damage than Hawkmoon, and like I mean, I love Deadman's. I think Deadman's is phenomenal. I think Deadman's could be great. I don't think it needs to be in goaded, but I think it's okay for it to be goaded.
Deadman.
I also feel like Last Word almost should go down because Deadman's is goaded. Like Deadman's, especially on PC, no one would ever in their right mind put Last Word goaded because it just does it because you need to be pinpoint accurate.
Mm-hmm.
But the only reason it's goaded for us is because the aim assist carries us.
Yeah.
Whereas Deadman's is good. It's good on console for PvP, but it is god tier, above goaded.
Yeah.
I just watched Azakross's Trials game where like they all used it. Dude, I was like, what the heck? They were like, Azakross was like, dude, I just made a video and said that this thing was fair. I messed up. Like they were just like running around, like just hip firing, killing everything. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like I think it might I don't think it might even get nerfed. Somebody was saying it might get buffed on console though, because it doesn't feel great in the sense it's not as sticky. But I feel like Hawkman needs to be goated if DMT's.
DMT is like, I mean, Trinity Eagle is my favorite exotic in the game. Yeah. But Deadman's is like
DMT's up there.
DMT's it's working its way. It might be third. It might genuinely be third now.
Sundering, I think, also makes it just like 10 times better too.
Right.
Like Sundering right now just makes that thing like crazy because like
cranial
all
spike.
Of a sudden, yeah, like you're already gonna get cranial spike, and then all of a sudden you use Sundering because you've just been hitting it, and like the damage goes through the roof.
Right.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's my opinion on the HomieGil's tier list. It's not bad. I thought it was good. Yeah. I think literally it was how you started off the tier list when you were like, well, first of all, scout rifles aren't meta. And I was like, Graviton Lance ain't even a scout. What you mean, boy? Like, I was like, especially, and I know you were trying to make the case for it's like a scout, but you use the word meta, which is like a technical term, right? It's like this thing currently isn't in the either mathematical meta or cultural meta, like no matter what, it's not in it. And I was like, well, it's not a scout at all. So like if you're talking about like the archetype of scouts not being in the meta, that's true. And it has nothing to do with this weapon. So I was like, whatever you're about to say doesn't matter because it's not a scout. Yeah. But if you're talking about it just like the feeling of it and stuff, and not talking about it being meta, everything else I think makes sense. And I think then I was just like, everything you said, I was like, no. But after like revisiting it, it's actually a good tier list. It's a good tier list.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, we are 20 minutes past time. So I think we're just another time. We still have a few more topics to talk about, but we were going to probably save those for next time. And I think we're going to end it here. Thanks everyone who might have popped through. Darth, thanks for coming by. As per usual. We will see you guys online. I'm gonna do Chain's outro.
We need to like come up with an actual outro.
We do. Yeah. But for now,
and I'll see you Starside. Steel pipes.
For now, we'll see y'all in the next one. And of course, wait, I did it wrong.
Yeah, you swapped it. We'll see you online.
I swapped it. I'll see you
Yeah.
online, and of course, see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.